When we think about regrets, most of the time we are thinking of overspending. Oh, I've overspent on this area and then now I'm really regretting it. But when it comes to weddings, I feel that it's something that's very different to our common understanding of regrets. Let me dive into it. Hi everyone, my name is Kelly and I've been in the wedding industry in Singapore for the past 15 years. So in terms of the number of brides served, I've probably met a few thousand of them. And what a lot of the brides may be interested in would be, what am I going to be regretting on after my weddings? And it might be something that's very different from what you have imagined. I think that when we think about regrets, it's very commonly related to overspendings. But in weddings, sometimes it can be underspending. So what I mean by this is that, sometimes brides, they come in, they fell in love with a dress that's only a few $100s above the budget they have set. But they've decided that, okay, I really can't go with this dress because I just don't have enough money. It's a few $100s over my budget. And then only to wait until after the wedding that they realize that, oh my god, why didn't I go for the dress in my dreams when it's only a few $100s more? You've got an entire lifetime after your wedding to earn that back. So girls, if there's one dress that you're so in love with, please get it. You are not going to regret overspending that few $100s to get the dress of your dreams, right? There's also cases whereby brides, they overspend for that dress, but not to please themselves. So there are a lot of brides that I've met who has fallen in love with, let's say one of those dresses. But her husband or her mother-in-law or her friends told her that, hey, I think that another dress look better on you. Why not you choose another dress? Because then the silhouette and everything, the sparkles, it will suit your location more. So the bride ended up choosing that dress that everybody said would be better, just to find out that she really preferred the original dress that she has set up for. That dress is more her. The sparkly dress, the big one that everybody wanted her to be in, is something that they like, but not something that the bride like herself. So I would say that always choose a dress that you feel the most comfortable in. What other people say about your dress, they don't matter. Maybe after 1 or 2 days, your guests, they will have forgotten about your dress. But for you, that memory kind of stay with you for a long, long time. So that's for the wedding dress regrets that some of the brides may have. Another part of the money surprisingly come from the wedding banquet itself. So you might be thinking, what can I regret? When we're talking about spending on food and drinks for the guests. It's the guest numbers. Sometimes brides, they kind of are forced into doing a huge wedding in order to make their family happy. So even though the bride maybe only have a few friends and she's only interested in getting her own family members, maybe she only need 5 to 10 tables max. But because of the parents, they want to invite their friends over and things like that, the bride now have to go for a 30-table wedding. And this 30 table obviously can cost a lot more. Now in Singapore, when we are talking about a good hotel venue, we are looking at minimally 250 to 300 Singapore dollars per seat. So for one extra table, you can be looking at around $3,000 more. So multiply that by the number of extra tables that you are making is a huge cost for the bride and groom. So after settling the venue, you will be looking at how to decor the venue. Now I feel that for weddings, flowers and the mood and everything, they are very important. I have done flowers before and I can tell you that a venue with a nicely set up flowers and all that versus somewhere with absolutely nothing, it feels very different. But how much you're deciding to put into all this is going to make a difference. You can actually achieve quite a similar effort with a lot less budget, but just to choose some less expensive flowers if you have a lesser budget. Now don't get me wrong, there are always going to be brides with more money and then they can afford to spend on all those like more extravagant flowers and all that. Please go ahead, okay? Do what that makes you happy. But I'm talking to brides who, have a more strict budget don't go too over on the flowers. Yes, having some of them is good, but you don't have to spend so much money to make it good. And also don't be too obsessed with the shade of flowers. Sometimes a light pink versus a dark pink is not going to affect the overall mood as much as you have imagined. And sometimes because you want that specific shade of flowers, you may be spending a few $1,000s more just to get that. So always talk to your florist or to your decorator about your costs and for your budget, and be realistic about it. I will also advise brides not to follow the trends blindly, because nowadays we are looking at a lot of nice Pinterest, social media posts on Instagram and all that. It looks like, wow, it's so beautiful and all that. I want my entire wedding to look like this, which is very normal. But most of the photos that you see online, they're kind of like heavily photoshopped, or they're taken at the best angle. So it doesn't mean that the wedding is going to look like that from all angles, right? Or the color may not even be realistic because they have been filtered before. So don't follow blindly. Always, work with your vendors by telling them what kind of mood you would like to portray, what kind of colors that you like, and then let the professionals do their job. Because sometimes the more opinion that you give, and the more that you try to send, and the more that you try to imitate a specific photo and all that, the higher your cost can go for no rhyme or reason. So those are some of the pre-wedding costs I think that people can regret after the wedding. And I think that in terms of the wedding day itself, is something that a lot of brides, they kind of underspend on, but not money, their time. A lot of the brides, they may have spent a lot of money on, the venue, getting themselves beautiful dress, getting good makeup on and everything. But they forget about their guests on the wedding day, only to realize after the wedding that, oh my god, I've not spoken to my this friend. I've not spoken to my that relative. Did that friend even appear? I don't remember seeing her. And I think this is the part that a lot of brides forget, and a lot of brides only start to realize after their weddings, that is to surround themselves with people that they truly love. And I genuinely hope that the brides can have these moments with their friends and family, because the feelings that you're going to get with your friends and family, these are your memories that you may not ever forget. Having a little bit of crease on your dress, getting a little bit of a wrong shade on the flowers, you may be upset, but after a few days you get over it. But not speaking with your friends, not feeling happy on your wedding day, that is something that you're going to miss forever. So always, remember to spend enough time with people that you love, and to spend enough time on yourself, and to realize what you want and what you love. Don't compromise yourself, over that few $100s, but don't go too crazy into like those small little details that nobody else remembers. And I think these are the main wedding regrets I've seen over the years. I hope that this is going to be helpful for any brides who are planning for the weddings. And if your wedding's already over, let me know if whatever that I've said kind of resonates with you. See you next time. Bye.